Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the sea otter, as you can tell by the slideshow and also the title probably. And this video is it's kind of like a new video because I'll be doing videos like this from now on. So I'll have 4 sections and each section has some facts about the specific animal that I'm doing in the video. So like the sections are simple facts, behavior, threats, what they're threatened by, and also fun facts. So each section has at least one fact. So we're going to be doing sea otters today, so each section will have sea otter facts. And this is going to be how my videos are going to be like from now on, so this is going to be fun. Well, let's jump into the video. First section, simple facts. Here we come. Alright, simple facts. So we're going to start off with their scientific name is. It's Anhydra lutris. Very hard to pronounce, but it is an amazing name. I love how their every animal's scientific name is like very hard to pronounce, because then it just makes the name special. So their type, they're mammals. That means they do not lay eggs. So as you can see, they do not lay eggs because, well, they're mammals, and mammals do not lay eggs. And in this photo, we have a very cute little sea otter baby, and sea otter babies are called pups, in case you're wondering. Sea otter's diet is a carnivore diet, meaning it's a meat-based diet. So if they're vegetarian, they would only eat vegetables and other green stuff. But as you can see, they are a meat-based diet, so do not worry. They do not come at you unless you come at them, so they are not that aggressive towards you unless you are aggressive towards them, just like how most animals work. They do not defend themselves unless they have to. So their diet consists of invertebrates like sea urchins. By the way, sea urchins are these living things that live in the ocean, and they're spiky, so they're kind of like hedgehogs. They also eat abalone, clams, crabs, snails, sea stars, squid, and octopuses. So, by the way, they are very, very important to our ecosystem because they eat sea urchins, and without sea otters, think about if we don't have sea otters, sea urchins would take over the ocean's floor, and literally the sea urchins will rule the world, and no one wants that. No one wants any animal to rule the world. We just want them to be on the world, not rule the world. So sea urchins, they're very spiky, so divers would have a really hard time. And imagine going to the beach filled with sea urchins. So without sea otters, sea urchins would be everywhere right now. Sea otters' usual lifespan in the wild is 23 years as an average sea otter. So there are actually these animals. Sea otters are they live longer in wild than I think, than like other animals. Usually only live like 10 years. But sea otters, they live 23 years in the wild. In the captivity, of course, they live less, but that's not very important right now. Sea otters are 4 feet long, so what's cool about them is they are one of the smallest marine mammals in the world, and that is so amazing. Sea otters weigh 65 pounds, so they're pretty heavy. They're considered as some heavy animals. Well, animals are heavy. Sea otters on the IUCN Red List status. If you don't know what IUCN, it's an endangered conservation trying to save animals, and on the IUCN red list, meaning the endangered list or like a list of animals, they are considered endangered and their population is decreasing. They're not critically endangered or like really, really endangered, but you know, they're endangered, so we should be working fast. Alright, we just finished the first section. Simple facts. Now we're going to move on to the next one. So now that you know what simple facts are, it's basically just different simple facts that are very important to say. I love saying simple facts. And yeah, so we're going to begin the next section, which is behavior. So what their behavior is, let's begin. Sea otters spend most of their time in the water because they are sea otters. And you'll see later in the fun fact section another cool fun fact that has to do of where they live. So watch till the end. Sea otters often float at the water's surface, like lying on their back. And they usually sleep like this. So that's cool. Cool for them. Sea otters, not like sea turtles. Like sea turtles go on land. Of course they're invertebrates. Not invertebrates, I mean. They're not mammals, sea turtles. They go on land to lay their eggs, and then they go back into the water. Unlike sea otters give birth in the water. Sea otters are considered social animals, which is amazing because they're sea otters, and most animals are social, okay? Most animals are social. Males usually ignore females for most of the year until they have to mate, until it's mating season. They just ignore the females. I mean, that's just amazing. Sea otters are considered diurnal animals, meaning they are active during the day, so they are not nocturnal. Nocturnal means they're active during the night. Sea otters spend most of their time grooming. It looks like they're itching themselves, but they are grooming. So it looks like they're itching. Sea otters, when they eat, which happens a lot, they roll in the water to wash all the food scraps from their fur. So they are considered very intelligent because they do that. Sea otters eat 3 to 4 times a day, so they're pretty much always hungry. Like, they eat more than us, like one more meal than us. We eat only 3 times a day, unless you consider snack time. But they eat 3 to 4 times a day, so that means breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe they'll add a meal after that. Sea otters eat together, so they are very social because they eat together. Sea otters can dive up to 330 feet, so don't think they're bad swimmers. They are amazing. Sea otters, when they play, they usually slide. So when you see a sea otter sliding, that means they're playing. Sea otters are solitary until they mate, of course, because pretty much all animals live solitary until they mate, I feel like. Alright, we just finished the second section, behavior. We are doing great. So the next section is threats. There's barely anything in here. There's only like 2 facts, but more than one, so sure beats 1 fact. So let's start. Sea otters are threatened by water pollution, disease, and bycatch, like how most ocean animals are threatened by. This is very sad because sea otters are adorable. They're like a puppy dog on the sea. So they are threatened by water pollution, of course. Also disease. Pretty much all animals are threatened by disease. And also bycatch. So that bycatch means the fishermen are fishing. So they're fishing, and they accidentally catch sea otters. So, because fish live in where sea otters live, so when fishermen are fishing for fish, only fish, they accidentally fish up other animals like sea otters. And also water pollution, if you did not know. They're specifically endangered by water pollution oil spills. That means like oil spilling into the ocean, and it's not good for the ocean. The ocean's unhealthy, the sea otter's unhealthy. And also the plastic, since they're intelligent, they don't eat a lot of plastic, but honestly they eat quite a few bit of plastic. And disease is just disease caused by all threats. All of the threats cause into disease. Sea otters are endangered according to the IUCN Red List, like I said before, and that's just very sad for them. Alright, we just finished threats, and next section is fun facts. This is the last section, guys. We are doing great. If you're still watching, oh my god, thank you so much for still watching. And let's begin. So, sometimes sea otters leave the water to rest on. You know, that's what I said before when I told you guys about they spend most of their time in the water. But they'll go on land sometimes just to rest and, I don't know, sunbathe. Sea otters have the thickest fur of any mammal. You might be thinking, why? Well, the next fact will tell you why. Alright, so this fact is so interesting. They do not have a layer of blubber. If you do not know what blubber is, it's basically a layer of fat that ocean mammals usually have to keep them warm. So that's why they have very thick fur. So, you know, because they don't have blubber and they need to keep warm in the cold ocean. Sea otters are always hungry, so that's why they eat usually more than us. Like, they eat 4 times a day, like I said before, and they're always hungry. Sea otters, newborns, also known as pups, cannot sink or dive. Sea otters have pockets under their arms. It looks like pockets, but it's not pockets. It's like under their arms. In this picture, you can't really see the pocket, but there's pockets under their arms, and that's very cool. They're not considered like pockets like the ones you have on jeans and pants, like we wear, but they have like kind of like a pocket. Sea otters like group name is called a raft or a pod. So this is a group of sea otters called a raft, and you usually come together to rest together, but they all have to be quiet or they'll wake each other up. Sea otters' teeth are very strong. That's how they can eat sea urchins and other invertebrates, because their teeth are so strong. Okay guys, we have just finished the last section. We have finished, and thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!